This is Money Motivation and Mike, and I am your host, Michael Wainwright, in charge of the show, audio engineer, video engineer, Jason Wright. And hello to you, world. This is the show that can and will change your life. You can contact us at info@mx3.vip and find all of our new content at mx3.vip or on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/MX3podcast. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notified of all of our new content, which comes out every Monday morning around 9 o'clock. So here we are, Jason, approaching 133,000 subscribers on YouTube. Monumental number that continues to rise on a daily basis. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One of the biggest items that we struggle with every day, one of the biggest things that we as society all over the world struggle with every day. And you would think it would be easy, but it's not. And I'm at the top of the list of struggling with it. And that is time management. Time management. We struggle with it every day. Every day. We struggle with it getting enough sleep, getting too much sleep, rest. We struggle with it on, and I'm huge at planning 26 hours worth of stuff to do in a 24-hour day. No doubt about it. I'm definitely the president of the club. So as I go through some of these proven techniques to increase your productivity, I'm also speaking straight to myself. And there's different techniques, and they all have different names. And we're going to start today with the Eisenhower technique. Now, all these techniques, there are 4 questions: what, when, why, and how. So we have 6 techniques today, and each one of them will have the answers to those 4 questions: what, when, why, and how. First technique is the Eisenhower technique. What do? We prioritize our task. You got to prioritize right off the bat. When? Weekly for better task, daily for immediate tasks. I said better, I meant bigger. Weekly for bigger task, daily for immediate task. Why? We often start with busy work because it's easiest, but it's least important. Don't go after the busy work just because it's easy. I try to get the difficult work done when I am the freshest, and the simpler, easier work later in the day or into the midnight hour, when I may not be as strong with focus and concentration as I was 12 hours before that. Now, how do we do this with the Eisenhower technique? Put all tasks into one of 4 quadrants. Urgent and important, do now. Not urgent but important, schedule. Urgent but not important, delegate. Not urgent or important, delete. How about them 4 quadrants right there? Urgent, not urgent, urgent, not urgent, importance, non-importance. That's where you're going with this. All right. The next one is called the 1-3-5 technique. What? Select just a few critical tasks. When? You're only getting to part of your list each day. Why? We actually complete more when we bite off less. How? And I'm going to comment on that. Why? You see this big old long list of things you're going to do today on Saturday, let's just say, and it's so overwhelming, you scramble, get caught up, and don't do the best job you possibly can. And in essence, it takes longer to do that job than if you just had simple tasks and a shorter list to go after. You might even be able to go to the Sunday list because you are more competent and feel better about what you're actually biting off for that day. How? Pick just a few tasks for the day. Number 1 is key task, just one key task. The second one is 3 medium tasks, 5 small tasks. That's it. No more. 1 key task, 3 medium tasks, 5 small tasks. That's the 1-3-5 technique. Here we go with the deep work technique. What? Dedicate uninterrupted time to your key task. Now, I'll just relate that to a tax return. It is very difficult to do a tax return from start to finish when you continue to get interrupted. A simple preparation of a tax return can take a couple of hours when you continue to get interrupted by the phone, people coming into your office, whatever, et cetera, whatever it may be. Okay. When? Small things keep distracting your focus. Things we just talked about. Why? Multitasking is a myth. What do you think about that, Jason? Multitasking is a myth.
Well, if you're multitasking, you're not giving 100% to anything.
Okay. Well, in time management, it says multitasking is a myth. We're far more productive when monotasking. And the last time I checked, mono meant one. Monotasking, not multitasking.
A human can only do one thing at one time.
All right. So you telling me that you can't drive down the road, eat, talk on the telephone, and text all at the same time?
No. Not at 100%. If you're partaking in any of those, any other item there, you're not giving 100% to your driving in that case.
Well, unfortunately, I hate to admit I have done this.
We've all done it.
I have used that left knee to drive that car more than once while I'm on the phone with a sandwich in my hand. And obviously that's bad no-nos.
Yeah.
And for those of you listening to this, do not try this at home.
Exactly right.
Especially not on 80 mile an hour going down Central Expressway. All right. Multitasking is a myth. Far more productive on monotasking. How? Set yourself up for success. Block time on your calendar. Close your door. Put away your phone. Exit your email. Spend at least 1 hour, 2 to 3 preferred, on just a simple single task. Well said. Now, I will admit that this right here works for me, and here's how. I sat down in the evening to prepare tax returns. I always need a list of what I'm going to try to get accomplished, and it goes in importance. Maybe you've had this person's taxes going on several weeks, and now they've called to see where you stand. Obviously, that goes to the top of the list. Now, for those of you listening at home, that doesn't mean after you listen to this episode, call the office and ask where it stands, because there'll be about 1,000 of you going to the top of the list. Not that many, but I think you know what I mean. If I just start working tax returns, I don't really have a thought process on what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. And when you just start working them, this is one of the things I get into. I just go and go and go instead of setting up a task. So what I have started over the last couple of years is this is the tax returns I'm going to get to in this particular area of work session. This is the task I'm going to accomplish. And I'll write down 6 tax returns. And that's how I'll go at it. Next, after deep work, so we've had the Eisenhower, the 1-3-5, and the deep work. We are now at the 80-20 rule. What? Focus only on highest impact activities. When? You're overwhelmed by the amount of work you currently have. Why? Diminishing returns are real. 80% of results come from 20% of efforts. And the old 80-20 rule, wherever that came from, whoever invented that, I think I actually looked that up one time and gave that to you, but I don't remember. The 80-20 rule is alive and well. and has been and will be. How? Focus on the top 20% in each category. 20% of tasks that yield 80% of impact. 20% of clients equal 80% of the revenue. 20% of relationships, 80% of the value. 20% of exercise, 80% of gains. The 80-20 rule. Interesting. Diminishing returns are real. Results come from 20% of your efforts. You'll like this one, Jason. This fifth time management method is eat your frog.
What does that mean?
Well, I'm fixing to tell you. What? Do your most important task first. You're going to eat that most important task up. When? You keep pushing off a critical but dreaded or overwhelming item. We got to tackle it right now. Why? Action is rarely as bad as we fear. Just do it, get it done, and build momentum. And there's truth to that too. You have half a dozen tasks here. If you'll go tackle the big one, the most important one first, and you get that out of the way, it's one of those mountain deals where you feel like it's all downhill from here. I got that one out of the way. These are easy. You sit here and you do the 5 easiest ones first. You get to the end and go, man, I've done 5 tasks and it's going to take me twice as long just to do this one task. We'll put that off till tomorrow. And then, as we know, tomorrow's a day away, and sometimes tomorrow never comes. Okay. How? Back on Eat the Frog. How? Identify, schedule, eat, celebrate. Find the big task for you, the one that you always procrastinate. Schedule time to do it first thing. Then guess what? Do it. Then celebrate. The day will only get better. That's why a lot of people say you get up and you mow your yard in the morning, because you're going to find a million different reasons why not to do it at night, in the evening time. A yard not looking so well, high grass usually motivates me to mow the yard. I like to keep a clean yard. Absolutely. But find the big task that you procrastinate on, and you got to get after it right now. Pomodoro task. I'm not even sure what that word means, Jason. Pomodoro.
How you spell it?
Pomodoro. What? Work in intervals.
Pomodoro technique is time management method developed by Francesco Cirillo that uses a timer to break down work into intervals, typically 25 minutes in length, followed by short breaks, aiming to enhance focus and productivity.
That pretty well you just said what I'm about to say.
There you go.
What? Work in intervals. When? Projects that seem too big, it breaks them down when you do intervals. So, what do you think would happen? And this is a sarcasm deal. We're going to mow the front yard today. We're going to backyard tomorrow. We're going to weed eat on Wednesday. We're going to blow everything off on Thursday. You think that's what they're talking about?
I think so.
Probably not.
I mean, in that particular scenario, I don't think it works out.
Maybe we're going to clean the kitchen today and we're going to clean the bedrooms tomorrow.
That might work.
Might work.
Yeah.
Might work. We're going to do the bed sheet. We're going to wash the sheets on this bed today and wash the sheets on that bed tomorrow.
Now how big a yard were we talking about, though?
Well,
that might work out in, if you're talking about mowing AT&T Stadium.
Right. Okay, well, here, let me give you a good one on the mowing. I've just figured out one. Okay, so we're going to cut the grass on the front 9 today, and we're going to cut the grass on the back 9 tomorrow.
I like that one.
Yes. By the way, they mow the greens every day.
Nonstop.
Every day.
Yep.
Yeah, they do more before 9 o'clock than anyone can imagine, except for the Marines. That's what they've always said. We do more before 9 o'clock than most people do all day. I believe them. Okay. As I said, win projects that seem too big and break them down. Why? Research shows short bursts with breaks increase productivity. Now I'm gonna give you the how here. And if that went on in my office, I'd probably blow a top. Think about this. Research shows short bursts with breaks increase productivity. Here's the how. Work, break, work, break, work, break. Common, work 25 minutes and take a 5-minute break. But experiment. So we've experimented. Here's what's best for us. Work 8 hours and take off 16. Okay. 25-minute work, 5-minute off. Focus on just one task for the interval. Rest should be restored. Step outside. Breathe. Talk to someone. Not just sitting there scrolling your brain at the ceiling. Get up and walk around. All right, so let me think about this here for a minute. 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off. That's 10 minutes per hour. Average work days, 8 hours. That's 80 minutes. That's almost an hour and a half of the 8 hours of rest. I have been taught in the courses over the last 35 years that I have been fortunate to be a part of on time management and what you can expect from a coworker, people who work for you, people who work with you, whatever the case may be. And I don't like using the words work under you or you work under them. I don't like using the words that they work for me, I work for them. It's a team concept when it comes to someone that's bigger. The place is bigger than just you. And when you have it's all about the team and the team pulling together. So in this time management scenario that I'm talking about, it was always thought that in an 8-hour day, if you can get a person to give you 7 hours of the 8 hours, you've accomplished your daily goal. Dozing off, somebody hopping on their phone, answering an email, answering the kid, answering the spouse, maybe jumping on the internet and looking up something that they're going to want to do. They're going to go here on vacation. They're trying to buy a new refrigerator. Those kind of things are human nature. They happen on a daily basis at the workplace. Business owners who think that they don't they are not in touch with reality. That happens all the time. That's the kind of things that I'm talking about. So this is close to that. It's 20 minutes more than what normal time management business entrepreneurs would think. 7 hours out of 8, with the other hour in and out, daydreaming, focus is somewhere else, on and on and on. And some days they give you almost 8 hours. And in some days, they only give you 6 hours. So you have to take the good with the bad and understand how it all goes. And each job is different. Tedious jobs, when you are sitting alone working by yourself, the opportunity for daydreaming is bigger. There's also, when it is several people working on a project, the opportunity there for distractions is bigger. So you got to find that fine line. And I'll take just last Monday, which was the last day. March 15th fell on a Saturday, so March 17th was the deadline for filing business tax returns. Well, in our office, it was 6 people going in 6 different directions There was no time for daydreaming. There was no time for breaks. There was no time for chit chat because we had to get what we had to get done by 5 o'clock that day. There are days where you get that kind of productivity. And there are days when maybe it's a little more silent and quiet, a Friday afternoon. People are thinking about the weekend, where they're going to go to dinner tonight. You can expect some of that productivity not to be as strong as it was on Tuesday or Thursday. I think we understand the time management. And I believe we all know we have an issue with this. And those who can get into a routine or a technique that comes along, such as some of these we've just talked about, they're going to be better off as your life goes on. And if you can teach time management after you have, I wouldn't say perfected it, but gotten a routine down, a technique down, when you can become better at it, then you can teach others, and the people around you will see what you do and how you prioritize, and maybe they can follow along with you. Maybe you need to establish your own technique. These are just some of the more popular ones that we use on a regular basis to try to get better activity out of our daily routines, including Saturday and Sunday. On and on and on. As I say, time management, something we struggle with on a daily basis, that we make it a priority to have time management. That would be the first start right there. As you are considering this time management episode, please contact us below. Go to info@mx3.vip or just comment below of our video, because that would obviously be the best play to do it. And then other people can see what your thoughts are as well, and not just me whenever I see the emails. But as always, Money, Motivation, and Mike continues to try and bring you topics, information, all the things that we feel are uplifting to your life, and sometimes just informative, whether it's good or bad, things that we think you need to know, and talking about time management today. Continue to contact us at info@mx3.vip, and you can find all of our content at mx3.vip or on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@mx3podcast. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notified of all of our new content, which Jason puts out every Monday morning around 9 o'clock. So for everyone who's been a part of this episode of Money, Motivation, and Mike, continue to live your life the right way.